Okay, so this is Ogre's turn 3, and I haven't been covering the Ogre magic a lot, but of course now he's only down to one Butcher, and it hasn't been doing a lot. My Damsel's been able to dispel stuff on her turn, the remain in play spells, so thankfully that really hasn't done a lot of damage to me, and Ogre magic really can do some damage to me. But on the on his far, or my far left-hand flank, Yetis have charged into my Bowman. Not a surprise there at all. His man-eaters and his giant charge my men-at-arms. They pass their fear check and fail their terror check. Typical. So they get ran down and go back to the farm. They decide they've had it for today. Okay, far right-hand flank. He's bringing his bulls around to try to get a flank charge. His trappers thankfully squabbled, so they didn't get a charge into my Knights of the Realm. Knights Errant are into the Iron Gut unit. Unfortunately, they fluff their attacks. They end up losing 2 knights, but he holds. I've got enough static combat res that thankfully I managed to hold him in place, and I'm happy with that. As long as next turn I can get some combo charges in. Okay, so Bret turn 3. Again, managed to pass my fear check for my Knights of the Realm. So my Ground Knights, Knights of the Realm, and my General are all into that combat right in the center with the Iron Guts and the Butcher. So unless I'm really unlucky, this center is going to crumble. So that's really good for me to get that unit out of the way. I fly my Pegasus Knights into his Bulls to try to slow them down. I'm gambling maybe I'll get a couple wounds and break him. Okay, so after combat in the center, as I suspected, that unit was totally destroyed. Not surprising with all those attacks, and the center is now clear. I didn't choose to overrun with any of my knights. Probably should have. Pegasus Knights, as usual for me, fluff my attacks. He does a couple wounds on me, and I'm outnumbered by a Fear Causer, and I break, and fly away. So, thankfully, he didn't catch me. So that's typical for my Pegasus Knights. Okay, Ogre's turn 4. You'll notice the knight isn't there. Got lucky on my turn 3 and dropped him from 1 wound down to 0 with my Bowman. He was very unlucky, and the giant managed to fall on his man-eaters and did 4 wounds, so you'll notice one man-eater's gone, another one's got a wound. His Yetis are moving around to deal with the Bowman. Not too concerned about that, they've done their job. His Bulls charge my fleeing Pegasus Knights, as I figured he would. They continued to flee, and luckily did not hit the man-eaters, so hopefully next turn I'll be able to rally them and get them out of harm's way. Okay, Bret turn 4. Managed to rally my Pegasus Knights, so they'll be able to do something next turn. My General and my Knights of the Realm in the top there charged his Bulls, and he wisely fled. He just managed to get out of the range of my General. It was about an inch away, so he's lucky there. And my other Knights, this is where I said last turn I should have overran with them, so now I'm kind of stuck. I did some reforming and some fancy wheeling, and I'm anticipating he's going to charge my Knights Errant, and I'm hoping that they're able to hold, because if they hold, then I'm going to be able to get some combo charges in to help them and hopefully deal with that unit. Okay, Ogre's turn 5. Yetis charge my Bowman. Of course, they flee. They get away easily. He managed to rally his Bulls, and they reformed. His man-eaters, not surprisingly, charged my Knights Errant, and not surprisingly, slapped him around like they're nobody's business. They lost 3 knights, I believe. 3 or 4 knights. Of course, they're outnumbered by Fear Causers, so they auto-broke. Thankfully, they got away, and his pursuit just wasn't enough to get out of the charge arc of my Knights of the Realm. So, as long as I don't fail a fear check, I'm in a really good position to deal with that unit on the bottom of turn 5. Okay, it's Bret turn 5. My Knights of the Realm and my General charge into his Bulls and obliterate them. Just with all the attacks, their history. One thing I didn't mention is my Trebuchet has not played this game. That's because in turn 1 it misfired and blew itself up. So in case anyone was wondering what happened to that, yeah, it died very early on. Center of the board, my Knights of the Realm and my Battle Standard Bearer and my Pegasus Knights both passed their fear checks. Again, amazing for those guys. And slam into the Man-Eaters and his Battle Standard Bearer, and basically that's it for that unit. Hit with most of my attacks, do a whole bunch of wounds, and he breaks and is run down and killed. So that's basically it for the game. Here's an overview of the board. He's got his Yetis and his Trappers left, but we called it at that point. There was no point in continuing to play. We knew it was going to happen. I got lucky with all the Knights on the one side and being able to get some flank and combo charges and not failing any fear checks. Just all that combined really did him in probably by turn 2. Losing his general was devastating. So hope you enjoyed the battle report. Hope to post up some more in the future. At the end here, I'm just going to show some more close-up pictures of the Bretonnian units and the guys who fought.